Congressman, let's stay on this story. Your reaction to what you just heard. I mean, Facebook, it feels like a gigantic octopus. We know that Mark Zuckerberg's foundation was active in the last election in 2020. Now he's planting, the Facebook is planting newspaper opinion pieces in local newspapers to sway public opinion in Facebook's favor?
Absolutely. Their goal is to control the discussion. Their goal is to control how we think, what we do, what we buy, what we say, what we believe politically. And that can't be. We have to make sure that we have an open marketplace of ideas, that we have freedom of speech. Some of the most essential parts of what we need to save in this country are at risk in many ways, but particularly due to what's going on in social media.
Yeah, Congressman, it feels like the national conversation just got totally twisted and poisoned since 2008. It just got torqued. You know what I mean? Where you talk to people outside, and when you leave your job, and what they watch and what they listen to and what dictates their attitudes and their thinking is so off the wall. It is so divorced from reality. You wonder where they get their facts from.
Well, their facts really aren't facts very often, and their facts are from social media. But Liz, I think the good thing is, I think that people are really beginning to catch on now. Some legislators certainly are, and I believe the American public understands that they've really got to be careful. When I speak to people all the time, they say they really try to research and go from one spot to another to find what the truth is. But, I was even taken off YouTube. We had a video up, and they said that it was disinformation, and all it was is President Trump endorsing me this year when I was at Mar-a-Lago and we were talking about each other a little bit. I know the real reason, in my opinion, because at a previous meeting, I had criticized the daylights out of Secretary Mayorkas and given him a really hard time. A day later, I was taken off.
Okay, we're going to stay on that story with you. Congressman, your reaction to this. Elon Musk, he's been saying he's fighting for free speech. He's the world's wealthiest man. We have a Business Insider report that claims that his SpaceX paid one of its SpaceX flight attendants $250,000 for her silence about a sexual misconduct incident, alleging that Musk groped and exposed himself to the flight attendant 6 years ago during massage on a private jet to London in 2016. Congressman, Musk is saying this was a politically motivated hit piece. The accuser's name is not available. We can't fact check the story. We don't know if it's true or not. So Elon Musk is very upset about this story leaking out. What's your take on it?
Well, let me tell you, I'm not a judge and a jury, and there'll be a process, but it is so curious that once he really, spoke up and became involved in the marketplace of ideas and said, I used to be a Democrat, or I used to be a moderate Democrat, whatever. But now I'm really thinking you have to vote Republican. I'm believing that we really need some change, and a lot of what's happening is wrong. Wanting to buy Twitter and open up that platform so that everybody has a chance to really speak and isn't taken off at a different viewpoint. He suddenly now is being canceled himself. Pretty interesting. Wealthiest man in the world, and they're still going after him.
Got it. Congressman Van Drew, have a good weekend. Thank you so much for joining us.